A warm welcome back to this Red Bull career mode. Now we have Bahrain up next, which is going to be a awesome one for us. It's one of my strongest, if not my total strongest track on the calendar. So we're going to show you a bit of what I've been doing with the R&D. Now just basically doing all of it into the engine for now, because the straight line speed is well, it leaves a lot to be desired, I suppose. So we're doing a major upgrade immediately, which is going to boost us a lot. It's going to really help in order to fight the Ferraris and the Mercedes. So it's going to be dry, which is an exception from the last which is going to be an exception from the last race in Australia. Well, the qualifying was wet anyway. So we complete the practice programs pretty easily. Apart from this one, the tyre wear caused us a few issues as we go through the S's right behind Charles Leclerc. But overall, not too bad. And we had some good, very nice pace. So I'm really hoping, although I was 1.2 seconds slower than Vettel, it looked to be like we had some decent pace around this track. But it was only on softs and he was on super softs. So anyway, we have back up to 707 points on my research and development. So it's going to be, like I said, it's going to be really down to performance, basically, this time round. And we're going to try and impress our team as well this time, because they weren't that impressed with the last result. And who can blame them? I qualified in 7th and finished in 7th. But anyway, I need to make Red Bull competitive, and that is the plan. That is that is my goal for this. I want to make Red Bull the team they were back in 2012 with Vettel and Webber at the wheel.
The cars are ready, the drivers are ready. We hope you're ready as qualifying is about to begin here in Bahrain. This has been an exciting track in times gone by, and typically it entertains the moment the lights go out.
Turn 1's always a consideration for this race. It's certainly a difficult one to get right when surrounded by other cars, but the race isn't won or lost there. You've got to be smart, get through, and hope your rivals get into trouble and not you.
Alright, this is going to be our Q3 lap. So we managed to get through Q1 and Q2 without any issues at all, nothing to worry about. We're in a Red Bull, so it shouldn't be that difficult. But we want to get a good position. Now that was a decent first corner. We need track position with this race, because there are a lot of straights, yes, and it is kind of a power track slightly, but there's a lot of also some interesting corners that we need to get ourselves around that the Red Bull car is very suited for. I was a little hesitant around here, but I managed to go flat out a couple of times, although it was a little hair-raising at times to go flat out around there, or just about flat out anyway. So yeah, this is a track I really very much enjoy, and it's just so nice going around here rather than Australia. So anyway, Sainz sets the fastest lap, it's a 1:31. We're looking to beat that, we're looking to knock that right off the top. As we go around the last couple of corners, Alonso slams in a fastest laps at 1:30.8. So Alonso takes the reins from Sainz. We've got a Renault behind us, and I think we have Verstappen up ahead in front of us, who's about to set his fastest lap, or the lap that he can go around. And he sets a 1:30.2, but here I come. There's a 1:29.5. But sadly it wasn't enough to hold that position.
Vettel, Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas.
And that's basically where we qualify. So we're going to be up in 4th for the race. And we're getting our resource points back. It's going to be a nice race, I think. I'm really looking forward to it. Plenty of points there from all those from the practice sessions and in the qualifying, and some nice reputation boosts with Red Bull, which is always welcome.
Well
so
done.
Now,
that was a good qualifying performance.
And now we're going to skip to the race, and I'm really looking forward to it.
curtain rises once more then on the desert stage of Sakhir as the players take their places for the opening act. Will they enthrall us like they did in 2014 with that titanic battle between Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton? Well, we'll find out shortly as we get underway here in Bahrain. We'll be racing around 3.36 miles of the magnificent Bahrain International Circuit today, with 15 corners and 2 DRS zones into turns 1 and turn 11. That should create some good passing opportunities. Keep an eye out for drivers locking the front left down into the tricky braking zone of turn 10. Bahrain has showed us many times in the past though, Anthony Davidson, that a good strategy will only take you so far. Beyond that, you need good racecraft and you need good consistency.
And a little bit of luck too, I'd say. This is one of those circuits where the safety car always seems to come out just at the right time to condense the field together and mix up the cars on different strategies. It's hard on brakes, it's tough on fuel, and the main overtaking opportunity is down into turn 1, where it's easy to outbrake your opponent and potentially have a bit of argy-bargy as well.
Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. Sebastian Vettel has a clear track ahead of him today. He starts in pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Roberts, Raikkonen, Max Verstappen and Magnussen, Hülkenberg, Alonso, Sainz and Charles Leclerc, Hartley, Hamilton. They've taken a grid penalty. Pierre Gasly and Grosjean, Van Dorn, Perez, Lance Stroll and Sergei Sorokin, Ericsson and Esteban Ocon rounds off the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
After the points finish last race, let's aim to keep the momentum going.
And we're up into third because Hamilton took a penalty, so that's awesome. I'm not going to mess around with the strategy because of what happened last time in Australia. I messed around with it, put the slower tyre on first and the faster tyre on later, and that didn't really help us. So here we go for our formation lap. We're actually going to be starting in a podium position, so I'm really looking forward to it. Like I've said before,
Right,
I love night races as well.
On this lap. They're learning the gears, so go through them all if you can.
So we're going to have Raikkonen right behind us, and then I believe it's Verstappen behind Raikkonen. So this should be interesting. It should really be interesting because Hamilton's not going to really be involved in any of this. So it's down to Bottas to uphold the Mercedes points, basically. And it's up to Ferrari to extend or take the lead in the Constructors. And it's up to us to disrupt both of them.
The rest of the grid is forming up. Be patient and watch for the lights.
Here we go. 5 lights. And away we go. Oh, and it's a rocketing start. That is much better than our start in Australia. We're almost past Bottas, side by side with Bottas. Straight away behind Vettel as we make our way around the first corner. We're side by side with Bottas again. Cut the corner just a little bit. Just keep on the track.
That start was okay. Now
Right behind Bottas, and we're in one piece after the start. That is superb. We're going to go right back at Bottas. Way too late on the brakes. Diving in, and we're going to lose that place again. And as we're still wheel to wheel with Bottas here, going around the first few corners, and we're going to have a go down the outside of the tight right-hander here, and we're going to have a go at Bottas again. We're going to get just out in front of him. Vettel getting away at the same time, but Bottas again coming at us. So it's wheel to wheel for most of the first lap so far with Bottas, and that's going to put us into P2. Let's have a look at that start again. There's 5 lights there, and we get an immaculate start. No wheel spin like we saw in Australia, making our own clouds on the track. Right behind Raikkonen there. Or was it Vettel? Sorry, no, right behind Vettel. Raikkonen behind me, and Verstappen's having a go at him. Right behind Bottas there, but I don't give up. There's Verstappen there. I think he's blocking off Magnussen. I dive down Bottas' inside, but it's not to be as I slam the brakes on far too late. But it's not going to put us out of the fight just yet as we go wheel to wheel. for most of it, go off the track slightly onto the curb there, around the outside. And it's superb wheel-to-wheel racing between me and Bottas there. And I hope there's more of that to come with other drivers as well. And we managed to take P2 from him. And we're going to try and catch up to Vettel now. Vettel also, throughout all that squabbling between me and Bottas, has managed to pull away quite considerably for the first lap. Not a great corner, a bit slow around there. But now I'm actually managing my ERS deployment manually, as opposed to in Australia where I had it automatic. I had it on automatic for Australia because Australia is a track that I am not at all comfortable with, and it's just not my sort of track. Vettel banks in the fastest lap, well he would, because he's out in front of everyone else. And it's been a decent start. Not a decent, it's been a great start, but here comes Bottas again! Down the first corner, down my inside. We managed to hang on to that position. I can tell this is going to be pretty difficult to hold on to this. And here was Bottas's move. We can't really see it, of course, because the camera work has been brilliant, but there we go. Managed to get out in front of him once again. But this is playing all into Vettel's... it's going all to him at the moment. Between this squabbling between me and Bottas. Ooh, not a good corner there, but again, Vettel isn't that far ahead, in all honesty, 3 laps in. Trying to manage that ERS deployment, I've worked it out that you need it on the corner exit. It really does help you out there, but I could be wrong. I'm still learning. I really know what I'm doing with it. Jeff comes in with the possible strategy change, but I don't want to pit this early, so that's not happening.
Copy.
I want to try and catch up with Vettel, and no one will be pitting this early anyway. But here comes Bottas, lap 4 now, and I completely mucked that corner up. And he's going to have a go, I think. You see the proximity marker, and it turns red as he goes, and he goes red, he flies by. Give him just enough space for both of us to get around that corner there, but he's going to have the DRS, and I actually think so am I, because he passed me. Yes, I think we both have DRS, or it's just me, I'm not sure, but here he comes again. Proximity marker, he's just to the right of me, he's going to have a go, but we outbrake him, and we managed to get around the first corner, still intact in P1 now, because Vettel has pitted. Wow, this race. But it's lap 5 now, and it's time for us to pit, so I've knocked the ERS into non, and the fuel into lean. A little bit slow in there, but knock those 2 settings down in order for us to keep the levels a little nice. Because you wouldn't run Rich in a pit lane, let's be fair. But now Bottas has clear air out in front, it's going to be quite difficult to catch up with him. And he was looking pretty quick as well behind me, always trying into many corners throughout a lap to get by me. It was pretty stressful, in all honesty. But now it's down to me, really. Lap 9 now, and we get back into our positions without any overtaking or racing. Really, everyone just pitted and kind of got out of the way. But we've managed to get round Bottas, where it really mattered after his pit stop, and we're back into where we were before, into P1 for Vettel, P2 for myself, and P3 for Bottas, and Raikkonen in 4th, and Verstappen is there in 5th. It's been a really fun race so far. Anyway, we've got 4 laps to go, but Bottas is looking probably to get rid of me and get into P2, because this is going to be a pretty strong result for Ferrari, because there's no challenges from Mercedes, but there's challenges certainly from Red Bull. Bottas is also on the super soft tyre, and he's going to have a go. And there's a wheel banging. Oh no, and he does me, and he has me round that corner on the on lap 11. But we're not done yet. We're going to have the DRS to come right back at him. Not giving up that easily. And the DRS has been activated. Oh my god, and the pace is extraordinary, and we shoot past Bottas down the main straight into the first corner, and we have P2 back. That was absolutely remarkable. I don't know how the hell I managed that. That was pretty special. And here's it from the external perspective. Flying past. I don't know where that pace came from, because even with DRS, I highly doubt we could have been able to do that. I don't know why that was, and he's on faster tyres, so I don't get it. But he's not done again, and lap 12, he's going to have another go, and there's wheel bang action. Oh no, what's happened? Oh, and he's stationary on the track.
Okay, clear.
Oh, we need to see what happened there. That did not look good. I know we turned into him, and we didn't give him enough space, but let's see what happened from the external perspective again. And we bang into him, and then, oh, my rear right catches his front left, and he spins round. No, that was my fault. I throw my hands up to that. Oh, that was...
5 seconds.
Oh, I feel really bad about that, because we've been having some awesome racing throughout, and that is so disappointing for me to do that. Damn it. But anyway, Raikkonen couldn't catch up to me, I couldn't catch up to Vettel, so the last couple of laps were pretty straightforward. And it's going to be P2 for our first podium of the season with Red Bull.
Brilliant job, mate. That's a fantastic podium. Super driving, really strong pace. Very, very happy.
A great win then for the Maranello team today. And Anthony Davidson, give me your thoughts. How did they accomplish this result?
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them was losing theirs, and that's allowed them to get the best out of the car, to maximise the strategy, and to stay out of trouble.
So, here they come now, out onto the podium. Wherever you go, anywhere in the world, the prancing horse flags are dominant in the grandstands, and they're out in force again today. It's Ferrari on the top step once more. And after this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table.
That was
Sebastian
bad from
Vettel
Bottas. I
takes
still
the
feel
lead of
really
the
bad
Drivers'
about that.
Championship. Now then, Anthony Davidson, who was your
But it's
driver of the
P2
day?
for us, and
Well, I
that's
have to give it to Lewis
much
Hamilton.
better result than
it
in
was just the kind
Australia.
of drive you'd expect from a multiple world champion.
And now let's take a look at the constructors' standings. Ferrari moved
I
to the
just need to
top
see
of the
where he
table.
actually finished.
Meanwhile,
Oh,
Toro
no.
Rosso's strong
Down at
weekend
18.
allows them to continue their
Oh,
march up
that's
the table.
bad.
Well, for all
Oh,
that
yeah, I throw my
excitement,
hands up to
it's
that one.
time
That
for
was
a
really
lie
bad.
down,
But I actually wanted to
Thanks for
see
joining us,
the
and
race
goodbye
director
until the next race.
right here to see what happened. And Bottas got multiple warnings from multiple collisions, so I don't know what was going on. Maybe it was karma. I don't know. But it was good racing from him. I didn't want it to end like that. Not at all.
Good day today. Tell us about it from your perspective. You really looked in control of your car out there.
thank
Your
you.
team must be thrilled.
Yeah, I mean, I'm comfortable around this track. What can I say? Yeah, I don't want to sound like a prat, so so let's just do that. Although sportsmanship is not really what we
Everything
need.
went your way today. It looked like you had a really good strategy for the race.
Well, the engineers did that for me, but there you go. I didn't want to mess with it like I did the last time. That's not what I wanted at all. But there you go. Bit of showmanship
It wasn't
in
the
there.
cleanest race today, was it?
No, I hit Bottas. That was my mistake. I have to do that, otherwise Red Bull aren't going to like me.
Great. Well, that's everything.
So Mercedes aren't going to like me anymore. So anyway, for the race, and this might put us ahead of Verstappen now for that. Oh, look at that! All those green ticks. That's superb, and we're leading by 1 point. Absolutely awesome. I really enjoyed I always enjoy Sakhir, but I specifically enjoyed this one. I just felt at one with the car. Everything about it just seemed to work for me. No slipping, sliding really at all. A couple of mistakes here and there, but that's all right. We get tons of R&D points as well, and more reputation. Oh, loads of reputation there from Red Bull for that P2 result. And that's... oh, and Mercedes don't really like me anymore since I basically called Bottas an idiot when it was my fault. So, so there you go. The next race is China. So I really hope you enjoyed this one. And I'll try and get the next one out as soon as I can. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you later.